What is going on, Panthers Nation? Carolina Dad here, your host of the Two Growls, One Roar podcast. How is it going, folks? I'm getting you ready for rookie minicamp for the Carolina Panthers. We are going to take a deeper look into the undrafted free agents that have been connected to the Panthers. Please note that this list has not been officially published on the Carolina Panthers website, so it is subject to change. So don't come back and say, oh, you said this guy was here and here. I'm using the latest version. We're going to go through, get familiar with these guys so that you're prepared, have a better understanding. We're going to jump right in, folks. But before we do that, please hit that subscribe button if you're here. Subscribe, like, comment, follow, all that fun stuff. Now, today's episode is going to focus primarily on that, but I do want to take a second. I'll share my screen and give a shout out to everyone that follows on Panthers Twitter, X. I did ask for feedback in the mailbag about some of the topics that we could discuss in this week's episode. I'm not going to be able to make it through all of these, but there are some good ideas that I'm going to take away for a future episode. One of those, Deontay White said, favorite offensive and defensive coordinator that we've ever had in Carolina. Who do you think our last game of the season will be against? I guess I can actually do that one now. Last game of the season, I'm guessing, is going to be a division rival. We finished with Tampa. Let's go. New Orleans is my guess. I do think it'll be someone in the division. I'm going to throw out New Orleans because we've had Tampa Bay a few times, Atlanta. So we'll do that. But I will talk about favorite offensive and defensive coordinator in a later episode. I'll schedule that. Ideal schedule to get the team off on the right foot. We will look at that at the end of this. Predictions on the running back room with the addition of Rashad Penny. Sure, happy to digest that. So we'll talk about that. Like Jace Jordan's comment, let's talk about optimism over pessimism and how awesome Bryce is going to be. That could be its own segment. I'm not going to be able to do that today. And who we believe will make the 53-man roster. I kind of had iterations of this, but considering there's so much going on right now and I want to get through the undrafted guys, I will save that for another episode. Without further ado, I'm gonna jump right in, folks, because why not? We're gonna take a look at the guys here and get you prepared. And one thing to talk about with rookie minicamp, you're probably gonna have 60 to 70, even 70 plus guys out here. You have a few guys that are already on the roster that are going to be out there. Your rookies, and again, that includes guys you drafted, undrafted free agents, and then tryouts. You'll also have veterans. So it's going to be busy. I just looked at the Kansas City Chiefs. They just had their rookie mini camp. And I was like, hey, let me just go out and see what that looked like. And they reported 78 players. And one of those tryouts actually ended up making the cut. So there you go. Something to look at. Now, Jake Plummer, quarterback out of Louisville. He spent, before his time at Louisville, 1 season at Cal and 4 seasons at Purdue. One of the super seniors. Pretty good season last year for Louisville. 6'5", big quarterback, 215. Threw for 3,200 yards, 21 touchdowns. And do we have interceptions? And 12 interceptions. 256 out of 395 attempts. We know about the rise of Louisville and then the demise last year where they fell apart, lost to Kentucky, and lost to Florida State in the ACC championship game. ACC, whew, hot garbage. And I'm an ACC guy, so I can say that. But you bring in Jack, I always want to call him Jack Plummer as your third quarterback on the roster. And yeah, you need a third arm, possibly even a fourth arm. So I would not be surprised if we end up seeing an additional arm come through. Moving through our list, we have Sam Pinckney, wide receiver out of Coastal Carolina, right down the road from us. Another super senior, 6'4", 220 pounds, huge guy, previously played at Georgia State. I'm not going to read all of his accolades because he's got quite a few. Preseason All-Sun Belt, preseason watch list for a lot of these. We'll look at his stats, breakdown on the season. right down here. 72 receptions, 1,027 receiving yards. Not bad at all. And 8 touchdowns, 52 yards was his longest attempt. He's a receiver. I put Coker above him. Like if I'm picking guys that are likely to make it out of this group of undrafted guys, I think I take Jalen Coker, but also like Sam Pinckney, and wouldn't be surprised if he is competing for a spot here. So some pretty big games, 1, 2, 3, 4 games with over 100 receiving yards. So there you go. And again, if these guys end up signing, I'll do my full 90-man breakdown with all these guys. It'll come later in the summer. Taylor Upshaw, edge, graduate student, 6'5". Guess we don't have weight on here. That's okay. He was an all Pac-12 honorable mention, a Reese's Senior Bowl watch list, started all 13 games on the defensive line for the Wildcats, led the team with 8.5 sacks, tied for 4th in the Pac-12, made 31 total tackles, 16 solo, 15 assists with 11.5 tackles for loss, tied for 3rd in the Pac-12, which was tied for 3rd in the Pac-12. And I'm not going to read through the entire list. Again, a lot of stuff to get through, but hey, there's your edge. I know we didn't draft an edge, and I don't know that I necessarily think picking someone up as an undrafted free agent is the way to go. But we've seen undrafted guys make the roster, not just here, but across the NFL. And I like the impact that this could have for the Panthers. Moving on to the favorite out of all these guys to make the 53-man roster, in my opinion. It's very early, but I would say he definitely is the favorite. Jalen Coker, 6'3", 213 pounds. If you have not had a chance to watch the Panthers Nation podcast, they interviewed him. I think with like undrafted guys, they have a choice of where they want to go. Of course, they want to get that contract, get the money. Why not? He chose to come here. I think part of that is he does feel like he has the ability to compete and make the roster. He's, from all accounts that I've read, the favorite to make the roster, and even seeing some playing time. But yeah, 6'3", 213. He's the all-time leader in touchdown receptions, all-time leader in receiving yards for Holy Cross single season, program record for touchdown receptions in 23. Walter Payton Award finalist. The awards go on, but let's take a look at his stats. 1,000 receiving yards, 15 touchdowns, 59 receptions, big playmaker. I saw one game where he threw a touchdown pass, caught a touchdown pass. Highlights are rolling. Decent game. Again, smaller school here, but at Boston College, 5 for 53. Dominated Yale. Here, as we get reports of rookie minicamp, what it's going to look like and how he's going to play. Let's move down the list, and I'm going to misenunciate this. Popo Aumavae, maybe I'm saying that right. 6'3", 315-pound defensive tackle out of Oregon. Played in 13 games during his seventh season. My gosh, you're graduate student, super senior, all the above. 7 seasons. Man, dude has been in college since 2017. That's a long time, man. Like I would go crazy. I love the game of football, but I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Get out. Like, good for him getting his master's degree or graduate. Freshman in 17, red shirt, sophomore, junior. As a junior, all conference first team. Coach Pac-12, all conference honorable mention. Breakout year in his 5th year with the program. Finished the season with a career high 36 tackles, 16 solo, 3 tackles for loss. Yeah. But yeah, let's go back to what we did. Made at least 1 tackle in 10 of 13 games. Again, interior defensive line. Unless you're Derrick Brown, you're a monster, you're not going to be looking to get a lot of tackles out of those guys. Helped Oregon rank 9th nationally in scoring defense. And kind of just throwing out all their stats there, earned a 71.6 overall grade from PFF, as well as a 71.8 pass rush grade. Why don't you just say what he earned as a grade from that coaching staff that actually judged him? Y'all know I'm not a big PFF guy. I guess one day I'll come around to it. Let's move through. And now we have Willie Drew. Sorry about that. Willie Drew, 6 foot even, 185. Now with these measurements, these are reported from the school's websites. We know how that can be deflated, inflated. Speaking of deflated and inflated, the Tom Brady roast, man. I hope y'all had an opportunity to watch that. That thing was freaking hilarious. I watched it with my wife. It was good. She loved it as well. Graduate student, previously played at James Madison. It looks like we don't have a bio. What kind of production did we have? Sorry, what? Or what do we have here? Because this isn't very clear. On the defensive side of the ball, it's like, yeah, cornerback. For a second there, I was looking for receiving stats. So 28 tackles, 6 assists, solo, 34 total, 2.5 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble. Six turnovers. Wait, right? No, total. Yeah, interceptions. Wow, 6 interceptions. So good for him. 2 interceptions, but no yards. I guess he fell down because of college rules. Oh, hey, there you go. Throw your cornerback in there, decent size. Let's see if there was anything else. Just had to go through. Yeah, defensive back corner. That was just weird the way that was there. Next up, we have Derrick McLendon, outside linebacker edge, 6'4", 250, out of Colorado, graduate student. Hometown Decatur, Georgia, was at Florida State, played in all 12 games, starting in 2, recorded 14 tackles, 10 of which were unassisted, had 1.5 sacks, 2 quarterback hurries. So yeah, not a ton of production. Transferred over. I don't know that I've had, big expectations for him if he wasn't even starting there in Colorado, and that defense was not that great. So, hey, let's talk about someone maybe you will be excited about. Andrew Raym, offensive lineman, center, 6'4", 305, out of Oklahoma. Started 29 out of his 43 games. All 29 starts were at center. In 23, he was a second-team All-Big 12 selection, named to the academic Big 12 team, earned at least 1 vote for Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year, started all 12 regular season games at center, allowed 3 sacks on 469 pass rush blocking attempts. According to PFF, like, why do you have to go according to PFF? Like, do you have coaches that pull this data and watch the film? Could you just not say according to us? I don't know. 2022, he was an academic Big 12 honoree, gained honorable mention all Big 12 honors, started his first 10 games at center before missing the last 3 due to injury, 700 snaps, and 2 sacks on 358 pass blocking attempts. Second team All Big 12 selection by the Associated Press in 21. So I'm excited to see, as we talk about center with Austin Corbett, Brady Christensen, having an Andrew Raymond as a sleeper to possibly make the roster, but at least having someone who's played center, always a good thing, right? Always a good thing to have. We move on to DeShawn Gaddie Jr., cornerback out of Ole Miss, 5-year player, 6'1", 190. Previously was at North Texas. He saw action in all 13 games, 9 tackles on the season with 3 pass breakups. That's not a lot of production. Versus Mercer, made 1 solo tackle in his Ole Miss debut. Yeah, okay, now we're just getting into so it doesn't look like a ton of production just based off what we had here. But hey, some guys don't thrive in college and find another level or another gear once they make it to the NFL. So yeah, 13 games, 5 solo, 4 assists, 9 total, 3 passes deflected. Not a ton of playing time here. So another guy that I'm like, I don't know that I have very high expectations. We have another offensive lineman here, 6'5", 315, Jeremiah Crawford, University of Tennessee. Previous school was Butler Community College. Remember Last Chance U, out of Kansas. Good for him. Dependable offensive tackle who played 3 seasons with the Vols after coming from the junior college ranks, was part of the starting rotation at tackle for his career, played in 30 games and made 13 starts with 9 at left tackle and 4 at right tackle. Saw action on 952 offensive snaps in his first 2 seasons combined. Arrived on Rocky Top in 21 as one of the top JUCO players from Kansas. I love how they were very specific. Top JUCO players from Kansas, not just top JUCO player. Had to be top JUCO player from Kansas. 23 senior, 5th year. Yeah, talked about his stats. So, hey, guy who's played some football. Offensive line always helps to have those bodies. I think the offensive line itself, at least who we have there today, is a lot better than last year. It should be, and we can only hope that we see improvements going forward. We have Demani Richardson, 6'1", senior. Bleak cornerback or safety. I hate how it doesn't. That's cool. Tells you how to pronounce it. Guess it doesn't work. 2021 PFF. Okay. 2019 SEC All Freshman team. All right. 23, he 5th year, started all 12 regular season games, served as a season-long captain, team captain. Okay. Was third on the team with 59 tackles, adding 4 hurries and 3 pass breakups, had 3 solo tackles and a hurry in the season opening win over New Mexico. Okay, I'm just kind of getting into the whole stats. Let's look at his career. Okay, okay, there we go. It's loading. Interceptions, 4 interceptions throughout his career. We know he didn't have one last year. No touchdowns. Defensively, pretty consistent there with total tackles. I can see why he was up there his freshman year. 71 tackles, 1 interception, 3 pass deflections, forced fumble. The production kind of fell off there, but like I said, let's get some help. So yeah, I mean, in a team captain, guy who's been playing a lot of football. I know Texas A&M wasn't great last year, but looking to see what he can do. No, I don't want to stay connected to Mountaineers football. Sorry, guys. I've got my team. All from Clayton. Devin Carter, wide receiver. Look at he played at NC State. 6'3", 214. Again, we've just advanced with Twitters and Instagrams and all their stuff. Played in 12 games, 9 starts, long catch against Cincinnati. Was a 20-yarder, grabbed his 2nd touchdown of the season, Oklahoma. Let's check out his stats. 27, not bad. 27 receptions, 501 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not a ton of production, but not terrible. Let's go. Just because, receivers the hot topic for us. Selection 9 games, 25 catches, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns at State. Go back. So about a 500-yard player. Makes me think he's probably 2nd or 3rd option, but hey, wide receiver galore. Oh my gosh, the cookies. Here we go. Jason Shirden, 5'9", 195, running back out of Monmouth. He was a junior and declared. That's, must have felt pretty good about himself. I mean that in a positive way, for him not to hang around. 3,697 career rushing yards, ranks 3rd in program history. We're going to talk all about running backs and how crowded this is going to be, but 26 rushing touchdowns, 14 career rushing touchdowns of at least 50 yards, dude. 17 career 100-yard games. Wow. 6 career 200-yard games. Look at all of his offensive player of the year, all team running back, first team running back. I mean, let's take a look at his stats here. Last year, 221 carries, 1,478 yards, 206 carries, 1,722 yards, 13 touchdowns in the 2022 campaign. Okay, I can see why he chose to come out early. It stinks that he did not get drafted, but hey, definitely a sleeper, man. Putting up 1,700 yards, 156 yards per game. I know it's FCS. I don't care. 134 yards in 23. Got more involved in the passing game this past year. Okay, take it a little bit of return. No, just a one kick return. So, hey, definitely smaller back, but a back that can work. And he's another one, man. Talk about that crowded running back room. We're almost done. We have Jackson Mitchell, linebacker, 6'2", 235, out of UConn, University of Kentucky. Buckus Award semifinalist in 22. Hey, that's good. New England Football Writer, University Division All New England team. Was named to the 2023 Chuck Bernard Award watch list, Buckus watch list, all those watch lists. I don't know why there's nothing else on there, but started all 12 games in 22, led the team on 140 tackles, 50 solo, 9.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks. Quarterback hurries. What happened this past year? Do we have some stats from 23? We do. So 56 solo, 57 assists, 113 total, 7 tackles for loss, 1 sack. Getting that production last year, the 22, 4.5 sacks. Hey, man, we need linebackers and we need linebacker depth. He's someone that I just now bumped up in my imaginary list of players that could make the team. Right up the list, man. Let's see what you got. And let's move through. Oh, yeah, good old Harrison Mevis, the thicker kicker, 5'11", 243 pounds from Warsaw Community. 2003 fall academic. Okay, let's look at his stats for this year. Is he going to challenge Eddie Pinheiro? I don't know. 20. Does this not give you attempts? Why did it just change over? So 24 field goals made, 45 PATs. That's just points scored, but I really wanted to see his. Here we go. 24 of 30, 22 of 28. So yeah, about 80%, 83% average. Had 1 block this past year. I know some people think that Eddie's going to be, or that we're going to have this competition. I don't think so right now. We did hear Dave Canales and Dan Morgan say, like, now is the time to bring in kickers just so you get familiar and understand and are prepared with if there ever is a situation where kicker goes down like we saw with Matthew Wright last year. All right, got another offensive lineman, Christian Duffie. 2 more. 300 pounds, 6'5", senior, 2023 second team academic. I like that. Saw time in 49 career games. That's throughout his career. 41 starts, including a streak of 35 games. Nice. Played in 10 games with starts in each of the final 6. Was not flagged for a penalty. Helped the Wildcats rank in the top 10 in school history in 32 game or season categories, including a school record 30 passing touchdowns, number 2 ranking in offensive yards. I dig it, man. More offensive line help. 1, 2, 3, 4. These. Keep it moving, and I'll record this at like 11 o'clock at night. So sorry for the yawn. Okay, Kenny Dyson, Jr., 6'3", 235, defensive end edge, junior, another junior that declared early out of King School High School. I guess we don't have his 2020. Yeah, we just kind of cut off and stopped giving him his update. All NEC second team. Do we have anything else? Let's look at his career stats. There we go. 28 tackles, 8 assists, 36 total tackles, 9 sacks. So, wow. So lots of production there. 10.5 tackles for loss. I like it, man. Again, another edge player to help us out, or at least potentially help us out. That does it, folks. That is a wrap on your undrafted free agents that are going into, at least reportedly, going to be at rookie minicamp. We know there's going to be a ton of others. So with all the news that comes out of that, you know that I will keep you updated with the latest and greatest. Now, let's get back to the question. So we have a question that was the ideal schedule to get the team off on the right foot. I was thinking about that and a few thoughts. One, I personally don't want to play the Bucks, Saints, or Falcons in the first week. Now we played Atlanta last year to open the seasons. I'm just not a fan of that. Let's look at. I had to go back and try to pull up the. Anyways, let me share this, and we'll try to reconnect here. Give you my answer to this. So these are our opponents. You know, an ideal schedule to get the team off right. I mean, personally, you'd probably be looking at stacking a Washington, Chicago early, a Vegas, Bronco. Now, again, you're going to have to travel to those, so I don't know that you really stack those like going out full West Coast. I think Arizona, if we're looking at home games, Arizona, the Chargers. I've also got this like, can we just get Kansas City over with early? You know, maybe they're not going to have things figured out, but let's just get that game out of the way soon. And then maybe towards the later part of the year start to build. I'm okay like past week 1 or 2 getting into some of those division games, Falcons, Saints, Bucks. I know we'll probably have a lot towards the end of the season, like, you know, the way that it's been. But outside of that, you know, I mean, I don't really have a preference. Not too concerned. I guess that's just my general thought, because like I could sit here all day and speculate, but hey, we'll do the breakdown once the schedule is released. Now the other question was predictions on the running back room, and yeah, it's quite the room now. I'll share this, and you know that's not even taking into account undrafted guys. But based off of what we have today, we know Rashad Penny was just signed, another guy with ties to Dave Canales. It doesn't look, oh, they did. This is quite a haul right here, folks. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 running backs right now, which is insane. We know that's not going to be sustainable. We also know that a few of these guys are going to make the, you know, practice squad, or at least we would hope. If you're, it's hard to know. I know everyone says Jonathan Brooks is going to be healthy. I think the Panthers, with where they are today, are in a good position now to ease him back in, and I don't think they have to rush. So I don't really know if that means as we get later or closer to this time, it's placed on the IR. I don't think so. But you have that as an option. If he's not going to be ready, you put him on IR. He's on IR for 4 weeks at the beginning of the year, and you have an extra body, extra spot on the roster for one of these other running backs. So you could look at it that way. But personally, I talked about this on ESPN Wilmington a few days ago. Chuba Hubbard, I would say, is a lock. Jonathan Brooks is a lock. We're really talking about that third spot. So, and a lot of things can happen from here. And I think Miles Sanders, at least today, is that third back. And some fans may or may or not like that. But the other thing that could happen is if, for whatever reason, the Panthers find a suitor, want to trade, a team that's desperate, now that we've got a surplus, and they want to move off, like maybe you get a 6th or 7th rounder and that post June 1 designation. The hard thing with him is just the contract. Like, it's going to be very hard to find someone that wants to pick that up. But if the Panthers decide that, hey, this new whatever we have look is sufficient, they may just say, all right, going to move off and let this be whatever it's going to be. So you then kind of talk about Raheem Blackshear, who's primarily been a returner. Does that play a factor in the decision making of like who you are going to decide to keep? Possibly. Rashad Penny, again, who has ties to Dave Canales, although he has not had great production, some injury issues. Is he going to have a shot? Is he going to have this like revived career? I don't think so, but you hope so. I mean, it'd be good for competition. Still fairly young, at least for running back or running back perspective. So for me, I do think it's Chuba and Brooks, and then we get into, I'd say Miles. Those would be my 3, just projecting right now. I think a lot of things can and will change, and we'll start to hear more as we get into camp. Rashad Penny is like the sleeper. Does he perform well? And, back behind him, I guess, Mike Boone, Spencer Brown, Tariq Cohen, still your practice squad guys. Do you want to utilize them in any way on returns? And I think Jaden Shirden, who we talked a little bit about, hey, I'd be curious to see what he looks like. Hope he gets some touches in, going up into training camp. We're just going to need that. But it almost feels like the Rashad Penny likely is a signing that is just not just another body, but a body to help out with camp and, kind of going through there. But man, what a busy show. Every time I come on here, I'm always like, well, I may have something to talk about or I may not. If you are still here, folks, the last video, lots of views, so I do appreciate it. If you are here, you could go ahead, subscribe, follow. I will say there was a hiring by the Panthers. We know there's still some transactions happening in the front office, some people getting let go. I'm trying to pull up, sorry, I bookmarked my tweets to make it easy. But one that I will call out is the Panthers said, it was published by Joe Person, Panthers plan to hire summer sports VP Eric Eager in an analytics role per league source. Eager worked for Pro Football Focus, prior to Summer Sports, a startup that also employs Thomas Dimitrov, helping NFL teams in player acquisition and roster management. So another analytics guy. And here's my take and opinion on analytics. I love it. I think it makes it smarter. I talked to you all about watching Moneyball. I think there's a place for analytics in the game. But with all these analytics that we are bringing on, or people and data, I just don't want it force-fed down the coaches' throats. I want the coaches to be able to coach. If there's a way to them to help make a decision or help balance the roster, that's good. But I don't want us sitting here pulling up PFF grades, comparing it to other data sets or coaching grades, and why is this versus this, or questioning why did we go with the pass play on 3rd and 2 versus running the ball, and the analytics say this or this. There's benefit to understanding it, but I just don't want it to like feed into every decision that we're thinking about. It's like North Carolina, University of North Carolina, and Mac Brown. I don't even know the guy's name that follows Mac with that big book of like, oh yeah, this is the decision you should make in this case. Like, dude, you're a coach. You've been doing this your whole life. Make a decision yourself. Like, and I get it. It's good to know like what usually happens, but this is football, man. It's an odd oblong egg ball that bounces, and that's just the way this whole thing goes. Anyways, one thing I did see with people talking about Eric being hired is I guess he had some interesting takes on Bryce, and now he's deleted all those. Guess you cleaned up a little bit, but he does have a PhD in mathematical biology. What kind of math and biology was it? I don't care. From Nebraska, played Division II football at Minnesota State, Moorhead. All right. Well, folks, that is going to do it for me today. This is Carolina Dad. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all have